Hi, it's Ann. I thought I'd show you some of the things that I found in thrift stores and at church rummage sales over the past year. And I'm looking for interesting tiki things, and I don't want to overdo it with the room. But some of the things I found are pretty neat. This is a tiki face. He's carved out of wood. He's a modern thing. He's not a vintage tiki face. He's not from the 50s or 60s. He's made in Indonesia. But he was only $3. And I thought that would look really neat hanging on the wall, or actually hanging on the post, because he's got the hollow in the back. So he was the first thing that was actually tiki that I found. And it's not easy finding tiki stuff, at least where I'm going. There's really not much. I found a couple things, but the other stuff is more, you know, tropical. So I was glad to see him and glad to get a hold of him. I think he'll make the tiki room add a little extra atmosphere to it. Now, I don't pass up something that's nautical if I really like it. And this is a little lamp someone gave away. It's one of those lamps where you fill the little glass insert in there with kerosene. And I tried doing that, and boy did it smoke. I even tried putting a piece of metal grating in there, and it still smoked. It didn't catch the smoke. But I think it looks good, and actually what I'm going to do with this, and this will be another video, I'm going to age this metal so it looks old. So that'll be another video, and I'm not going to use the glass insert in there. I might just use it the way it is, or I might fix it so you could put a little tea light candle in there, and I think that's what I might do. But I'll have to remove that little glass vase in there. It doesn't really work out, and I'm sure someone gave it away because of that. It looks nautical. I think it'll fit in. Now, like I say, I'm being pretty selective about the things I'm buying. You could go nuts buying a bunch of stuff, and I just hate having too much stuff, but a tiki bar needs to have some things. So let me show you what else I found. And I thought it was kind of cute. It kind of looks tiki-ish, hey? Sitting on a shelf. So that was about 99 cents for that. I found a little glass float, and it's the kind that has a hole in the top, and I'm probably going to hang that one up. I have some bigger colored glass floats, but they don't have openings. Those are ones I actually bought new, a couple of those, and they're teal colored. But this one, there's the possibility of lighting it. So I found this for, what was the price? For $5 at one of our little local thrift stores. Actually, a church thrift store. Okay, here's something that you've come across in thrift stores. You'll come across seashells and other things people brought home from a vacation. And here's a sand dollar skeleton. And that's kind of in the family along with the starfish and sea urchins. And these can wash up on the beach. And it's in good shape. Maybe somebody probably bought it as a souvenir. But I'm going to put it in a fishing net and hang it from the ceiling. I have a piece of fishing net, and I want to hang some natural things in there. Okay, then I came across this, and it's just a little gourd. Tropical gourd, another Goodwill find, $1.99. It's not a coconut, but it's really got a nice sheen finish to it, and I thought that would look pretty neat sitting on a shelf, right? Now this, I'm sure they didn't even know what it was. This was from Goodwill as well, 99 cents. And it's actually a buoy or a float, a net float, a trap float, you want to call it. And this is not a real one, obviously. This is just something that was bought at a department store for nautical decor. But this type still has the old tag on it from, I can't tell where it was from, probably from Target or somewhere. But this one is wood, and this is not actually the type of float that you'd find down in the South Pacific. This is more of an Atlantic coast shaped float, like the lobster fishermen would have to mark where their traps are underwater. And it's real, you know, painted up really nice, and I don't want it really nice. So what I'm going to be doing is stripping off all this paint, or I might just sand it down a bit and make it look old. So I want it to look old, and I know it's not the kind of thing that would be South Pacific, like I say, but I'm going to put it up hanging from the ceiling rafters anyway. I couldn't pass it up for 99 cents. If it would have been $5, I would have passed it up. Moving right along, this was a cool find. This was at Goodwill for $4.99, and it's a brand new set of little rattan lights, a string of lights, and that's real. They call it rattan, but it's actually little branches. And I'm going to light it up and show you what it looks like, because I thought it was really neat. I was excited to find this. I'm not going to take it out of the container, but I did test it at the store in their testing station, and here it is. And isn't that cool? I'm going to have those strung across the whole area there, and it's a nice set. I grabbed that really fast when I saw it, and then I thought, oh, it's probably not going to work, but it did work, so I was really happy about that find. Okay, here's another little find. It's got a rope handle, and it's got the shape that I like an old thing from a ship. And that's electric too. Let me flip it on here. Whoa! And there it is. And I thought that would look cool hanging from the ceiling. So that was a little find also, and I believe this one was $3 for this. Okay, this is one of the first things I found, and now I'm in two minds about buying it, but it's a teal bottle, glass, like a jar, but what attracted me was the rope handle, and I did try it out with a candle in it, and it looked pretty neat. So I think like this thing just standing on the shelving units with a candle glowing in it, or standing on the end of the bar would be pretty neat. And I believe I paid $3.99 for this. So it'll look good. In retrospect, I probably would have passed it up again if I had to see it again. I'm not much for this metal. Yeah, I had this guy wrapped in bubble wrap. I found him. I was pretty excited about this too, for $1.99. It's just a newer type thing. Here it is. It says Threshold, but it's a mid-century modern fish. Could be a tray for something. Could be an ash tray. We don't smoke, but it was pretty neat. So I thought that on the bar maybe somewhere looks pretty cool. I really liked it, and it's ceramic. So I thought that's cool. Okay, here's a little Hawaiian souvenir. It's probably a Coco Joe's, which is made out of lava rock mixed with, like lava rock powder mixed with something to make it into kind of a pliable thing that can be in a mold. And he might have been half of a bookend. I don't know. He's got the word Hawaii there. He's got a nice little older felt on the bottom, and he's really heavy. So I don't know what Hawaiian God this is. I know he's one of them, but he was a little find at a rummage sale, And I think I paid $5 for him. It was a church rummage again. Church rummages are really great to go to. You know, if you need anything, whatever you need, because it's cheap. The stuff is generally very cheap. They want to get rid of it. They don't want this stuff around. Of course, some of them are getting smart, and they're doing, like by us, they'll charge you $5 to get a wristband on to get in the first day. Because, you know, that's when all the good stuff goes real fast. And then the other days are free to get in. And then the last days, everything's half price, and then they give you a box or bag, and you can fill up and carry away as much as you want. But I just go on the first day, and I'm just willing to pay the $5 and just look around if it's a big enough sale. And like I said, I went to this one, and all I really bought at it was a couple household items that we needed, and then this guy. I don't think there was anything else. Oh, there was one more thing that I'll show you in another video that I can use. I took it apart, and I'm going to use it for like picture frames actually. Okay, so here's our Hawaiian God for $5. And the last thing I'll show you today is just some silk plants. I'm not much for silk plants. I don't like them, but in the basement, obviously, you can't have real plants. It's going to be dark in this tiki area. So this is a fern that I found. This guy was $6. Okay, but he's a big Monstera deliciosa. How do you say that? Monstera. It's a Monstera. And it's a big, it's got a big thick stem, and it's got all the nice tropical looking leaves. So this and the fern are going to go either on a beam that's going to hang across the ceiling, and they're going to hang down sort of. My other idea is to get a piece of driftwood, and I think I like this idea better, a piece of driftwood, and jam it in between the floor and the ceiling, and then have these things with some mossy, like Spanish moss, dried Spanish moss, hiding the bottoms of them, and have like these things are growing on the tree there. And that, you know, it would be like epiphytes in nature, where they grow right on the branches of the trees in the tropics. I also have this that I bought, and this is a fake philodendron, a large leaf philodendron. You can see that in all the shadows of it, but this one is also going to go in the tiki room, but it's going to go in a pot. It was in a really crummy pot, and then somebody had set it in cement and in this floral foam. But I have a pot, and I'm going to show you how this might look. And this would probably be sitting maybe even on the bar, at the end of the bar. A neat little basket from a church rummage sale for about $2. And I'm going to show you how that fake philodendron looks in it. Here's a better look at all the fake plants. The ones in the basket and the other two, like I said, I'll probably attach them to something from the ceiling, or like I said, a piece of driftwood. We live in an area where we can get driftwood from the lake. From actually Lake Michigan washes it up a lot. And I'm going to be looking for another piece of it. I have one big piece I'm going to be carving into a Easter Island face. Another project, but this, I think this will look nice there and give it a kind of a jungle-y look. Well, those are just some of the things I found, and I'm going to do another part 2 with some bigger things that I found, and then also some of the other neater things that I found. I did buy a couple things off of eBay. I only am looking for stuff that's being sold really cheap, and most of it's not cheap, so I haven't been buying anything. I don't want to overdo it on the decorating of this place, but I would like a lot of interesting things sitting around to give it some atmosphere. Well, that's it for this time, and tune in for part 2 when I show you some more thrift store finds, and then part 3, which will be some things that I actually purchased online. See you next time. Please like and share.